The synopsis of this film is 8 candidates enter a windowless room and sit at individual desks. Each desk has a paper printer with the word candidate and a number 1 to 8. There are 3 rules, which is firstly, it must not talk to invigilator or the guide. Secondly, spoiling the paper is prohibited. Lastly, can't leave the room while became eager by taunting others, saying that he has figured out the question which made Black, knocking him unconscious and ties him to a chair. The answers for the question that they've been looking for is refers to the question that been asked by the invigilator at the beginning of the test. Like I said before, there is 8 candidates in this film. For the first candidate is Deaf. Deaf character played by John Lloyd Fillingham. For candidate number 2, Chinese. Chinese character played by Gemma Chan. And candidate number 3 is Adib as Doug. Next, Pollyanna McIntosh played a character for candidate number 4 named Brunette. And candidate number 5 is White. White character played by Luke Mabley. Next, Brown. Brown is candidate number 6 played by Jimmy Mystery. And number 7 is Blonde. Blonde character played by Natalie Cox. And for the last candidate is Black played by Chuk Iwuji.
So this is moral scene. So let's take a look of moral scene in this movie. Would you recommend to others and why? Exam is a low-budget movie, but despite of that, it was able to give me a solid plot, awesome acting, and great ending. This movie is not a typical movie that we have watched in cinemas. The film presents a real puzzle getting into a solution. It's a personality process for the viewer. And I will definitely recommend this movie to other people, and I'll give it a rate 6/10 out of this movie.
So, moral value that we can take from this movie is never underestimate someone's ability and capability. Next, we must have courtesy and respect toward people.
For Q&A session, I want to ask you, who is the director for this movie?
Thank you for the question. Director for this movie is Stuart Hazeldine. Now I want to ask you, when was this movie released and where to watch this movie?
This movie was released on June 2009, where you can watch this on Netflix. If who doesn't have Netflix, you can watch on YouTube.
Thank you.
So the conclusion for this movie is teamwork. Teamwork is becoming increasingly important in contemporary organizations, and as long as teams are formed, managed and implemented effectively, can provide a source of competitive advantage in terms of increased employee satisfaction, creativity and innovation.